there's going to be a select few people who actually follow this plan to a T. This plan is a guide to outline how you, watching at home, can get rich 10 times faster than me if you follow this plan. How do I know? Because I went through this plan, went through a bunch of mistakes, went through all the ups and downs, and I consolidated it all into this guide right here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Swaggy Williams. I've been trading for the last 10 years and educating for the last 5.5 years. And my only goal is to help you guys achieve your goals. Now, I'm a multi-millionaire who lives in Puerto Rico and Dubai. So I have a great life and my goal is for you guys to have one as well. So the plan is to outline how you guys can get rich 10 times faster than me. Now, here's the kicker. I always preach, you shouldn't be looking at fast ways and shortcuts and things of that nature. Here's the thing. It took me several years to get rich. When I say faster, right? I started studying self-help and financial books when I was ending, 18 years old, going into 19 years old. I didn't become rich till I was 25 years old. That's 6 years. You guys follow this plan to a T. It should take you guys 3 or 4 years. And I don't mean 3 or 4 years to make your first million, but I mean, I didn't feel rich when I made $1 million. I felt rich when I made my first 100K and I was debt free, but I had 100K liquid in my bank account. And it just so happened 2 or 3 months later, I made $1 million, right? So 10 times faster, right? Number one, right? And this is obviously a prop firm related video, so we're gonna get into that. But number one, because you guys try to, again, shortcut the process. I'm telling you, follow this step to a T, this entire guide, and look at this as like a 3 to 4 year plan, like college, right? Like, I know you guys probably are done with college or people are in college right now watching this video, but imagine this is like high school and college. Give yourself 4 years, which is still richer or faster than me, right? Number one, when I say get a job, I don't necessarily mean a 9 to 5. I mean a skill, right? I mean a legitimate skill. If you actually, I talked about this before where people think, the path to success is like this, and it's not. Like, you wanna get here, and sometimes to get there, you start right here, and sometimes you gotta come back a little bit, and then pull all the way back up. How does that happen, and how does that work, and how does that make sense, right? You guys may think flat out right now that learning how to do Swaggy C's emails and studying an email marketing course for 2 months straight and then pitching the biggest creators that you follow, Swaggy C, Quillian Banks, Alex Hermoldi, Ty Lopez, just get reps in, send it to 100 people. How did I get my short form editor? It's because he edited a bunch of clips for me and a bunch of other people and I gave him a job, right? Same with, Riz and Q, like just hit the DMs over and over again, right? So you might think, oh, I wanna be this great trader. I can argue, and obviously from the studies and from what I've seen, the proof shows it's a lot easier to learn how to do, again, email marketing, videography, graphic design, an actual job skill set that is going to pay you anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 plus a month, right? You spend 6 months doing this, boom, you're still on trajectory for your trading goals, right? That's number one, right? So you take, let's say you take 6 months to learn this, right? So you spend 3 hours learning this and then 1 hour learning, trading and testing things, right? Cool, right, whatever. Then number two, once you learn this, then you actually use this money that you got to come over here, which is buy a prop firm account. Now, this is what I mean by you guys can get rich 10 times faster than me, because I didn't have a prop firm. Do you know how crazy my life would have been and how much money I would have made a lot faster if I was at St. Peter's University and I had a funded account, a $25,000 funded account, a $50K, a $100K funded account, and I'm walking through school knowing that if I make a few trades and I get to keep my profits after I breach, oh, I'm gonna have 5,000. Bro, I would get a college refund check and it would be $551, and I literally felt like I was rich at 18 and 19 years old. Like I was rich. So can you imagine if I actually had $1,000 or two? This is when you actually go all in on the prop firm account. I talked about this in another video, but in case you missed that video, I'll go through it here again. you have to double, triple, and quadruple down on this, right? Like I always say, like, I don't think people should be trading on a regular brokerage account unless you have, let's say $2,500, because then you give yourself some breathing room. I would prefer you to trade on a prop firm if you only have $250. You're better off suited on a firm than a broker because again, 10% of a 25K challenge, which would be $250 basically, is $2,500. Whereas 10% of a $250 account on a broker would only be $25, right? And I can outline to you again, right here, 25K, 10%, you walk away with $2,500, $250, 10%, you're only walking away with $25. It's literally math. That's all it is, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, this is when you go all in, double down, triple down, quadruple down on prop firms flat out. So now you have the skill set no matter what. And this was a cheat code for me, right? And if you look at my life, what was my skill set? I knew a little bit of everything, right? I knew how to edit videos and I wasn't making a living off of editing videos, but I was getting like $100 here from this person, $100 here from this person back in 2015, right? My real skill was people, right? Babysitting. So I was able to babysit, you know, the richest kids in the richest city in America and was getting a good $5,000 a month, right? I said anywhere from 3K to 10K. I got 5K a month. You may ask, so how did I get that? For those who haven't watched this video, it didn't fall on my lap. I had to take some time to get there. You think this whole 6 months is a game. It didn't take me that long. I gave myself that buffer room. It took me about a month and a half. I spent the first 3 weeks with my best friend Jones going to a local library, Bridgeport Library, and we made a whole flyer that said we will babysit your kids, we'll teach them basketball, we'll teach them how to fight, we'll help them do their homework, we'll play freeze tag all day, every day, we'll play Madden, we'll do whatever they want. And we literally went to every single house in Greenwich, Connecticut and just put the flyers in their mailbox. I didn't know that was illegal until I did it for 3 weeks straight. However, I put myself out there and then after Jones' mom told us it was illegal, we stopped and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, a family called us and then we babysit that family, we killed it, word of mouth spread, and then we ended up being the best babysitters and the most highly requested babysitters in all of Greenwich until I ended up going on TV, Jones ended up starting his business and then, you know, we couldn't babysit no more. Then, people don't know is, I was literally taking this money right here every single month. And again, I wasn't putting it into a prop firm account, I was putting it into a broker, which is way worse, right? Because if I was getting 5K and I was keeping like 1,000 for myself or 1,500 for myself, realistically, I was putting like 1,500 to 2,000 in an account, right? And the thing is, again, this 1,500 would go to 1,700, 1,900, and then I would just blow it, right? By over risking on Euro USD, or at the time I was trading Euro JPY and stuff, right? Boom, blowing it. Whereas I could have diversified myself and not had all my eggs in one basket, and I could have had, again, if this was out when I was learning how to trade, I could have had one, you know, 100K account for $600 at, let's say, prime time, and then one 50K account for like, what, $350 at FTMO. And I could have diversified myself, right, over 5 prop firms, and that would have still amounted to less than probably what I spent over here, right? 600, 350, 250, 250, and then maybe another 350, right? So 100K account, 50K account, 225K accounts. I could have diversified myself so that if I'm not trading as well on one, I can take a break and I still have 4 others. But instead, I was going all in on one, and then if I blew it, I just start the whole process over the next month, babysit more clients, and then come back around to try to make some money until it ended up working, right? But the whole point of this video is you can get rich 10 times faster than me. It took me a long time to actually get there, right? So that's number 1 and 2, get a job in the skill. Number 2, prop firm account, right? Now, number 3, keep, this is important, trading on that account. No matter what, right? A lot of you guys will get into the mindset of, okay, if I blow the account, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna do something else. No, what is there else to do? Go look at my video, a 13-minute plea to never give up trading. What are you gonna quit? You already put the work in, right? Like, Eric Thomas made a video when I was in high school that I'll never forget to this day. It was when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. In that video, he mentioned you're already in pain, you're already hurt, you want to quit now? Like, get a reward from it. So actually get a reward from what you're doing. Yeah, you're 2 years in, 3 years in, you're almost funded, then you blew the account. Okay, take a break, then come back in, right? Don't just quit altogether. Keep trading on a funded account until, in my opinion, until you at least have 25,000 in prop firm profits, right? This is the key spot, 25K. Now, I'm not saying after 25K, you get there and you just quit and you just stop. No, I'm saying 25K is enough for you to be like, yo, I can take literally 15K for rent, my mom, and vacations. Remember what I said in my other video when I said, when you get paid from your skill, whether it's, whatever you want to do, if you're learning on my platform, deeppockets.com, where we're teaching everybody, how to trade or how to actually have a skill set, right? That you can apply. This may not even look good, but I'm gonna write it out later, right? Deeppockets.com, where we actually do that. We actually do it this way instead. There we go, deeppockets.com. Yeah, we teach the whole skill set and things like that, right? Right there, basically, right? When I mentioned that, when you get money from your skill, do not put that and try to get a vacation. No, put that into an investment, and with your dividends, with the money that you make, distributions you pay yourself, right? Then you buy the vacations. So like I said, you get the 25,000, whatever you make from, your profits, then move, money for rent. Now, I will say, money for rent is non-negotiable. So with your skill, you still gotta cover rent, of course. I'm saying for leisure, right? With your skill, take care of all the things you gotta take care of, groceries, rent, whatever, cool. But I'm saying, once you got 25K, now you got enough money for your rent for 6 months to a year, right? Boom, cover for a year. Then your mom or your dad, so it's like, they understand and they believe, like that trading, business, stocks, crypto actually work. Vacations, reward yourself so that you want to feel that feeling again. That's 15K. You can literally take, again, 3K of that and get more accounts, because the goal is you guys can actually scale up. Now you may have a $500,000 account. Now you may have $1 million account, right? Even a $2 million account. You can scale up if you trade responsibly and you keep growing and compounding your accounts, right? And now you still have $8,000 left over. So in my mind, the overall goal, there should be no limit on how much you can make or withdraw. There's people out there who've withdrawn over $1 million from prop firms, right? Just from several prop firms, from this prop firm, from this, from that. So there's no limit. I meant the sweet spot is 25,000 for you to be like, yo, all right, I'm good. Everything is good. Now I'm about to triple, quadruple all in. But aim for that. And then from here, aim a little bit higher. But keep trading on that account. I wouldn't try to take some money and put it into a broker until you at least make the $25,000 or $20,000, something along those lines. And then you can take, like I said, there's 3K for more accounts, 8K left. Let's put 5K into a broker. And now you have 3K left, right? Right? So we scale back, right? Get a job, prop firm account, keep trading on that account. And number 4, which is arguably the most important thing, I mentioned it in number 3, but reward yourself. Who the hell is texting me so much? Reward yourself, right? And the reason why you gotta reward yourself is because if you don't reward yourself, if you don't walk up to your mom and hand her $5,000 in cash to see her reaction, if you don't go on vacation, you're never going to feel like this is a real thing. If you do that with the skill, it's only gonna reinforce the skill, right? You get a 9-to-5 job and you use that to pay for a vacation, pay for a concert, pay for something crazy. It only reinforces in your mind, I need this 9-to-5 job. So when you do get fired and laid off during COVID, during budget cuts, you're hurt because that was your source of happiness. Even if you may not have been happy with the job, it had a correlation, direct correlation with happiness. Whereas if you take that money and you put it into, your trading accounts and you start making some money on a prop firm, then you start, correlating. If I want to go on vacation, I have to do this. Remember Q said in my interview with him a long time ago where he's like, The business takes care of the house and like the mandatory bills, but like if I want a new car, I gotta trade for it. If I want a vacation, I gotta trade for it. That's how it should be, right? So you gotta reward yourself so that the happiness relates to this, so that whenever you want something else, you know you have to trade for it, right? You gotta do something for it, not I gotta go back into work and clock in. And why is it that you gotta clock in for 40 hours just to get $400? Who says that's the thing, right? You can make $400 in 10 minutes if you knew what you were doing. Not guaranteed, but if you knew what you were doing. So it makes sense that you put all your energy and time into trying to scale a prop firm account and trying to make some money that way, because if you did it that way, then you can make that 400 in an hour, in 2 hours, in 3 hours, instead of 40 hours in a work week. And then, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So look at this as a guide. And then again, number 5, actually, give yourself time. You did not graduate college in 1 year. You did not graduate high school in 1 year. It took you 4 years. Some people graduated early, great, 3.5, right? But you did not graduate in 1 year. When you give yourself time, you give yourself the freedom to be flexible. If the first year is not as good, the second year could be better. I'm a living testimony of that. My first 2 years of high school, I wanted to be a class clown, and I was bad, and I was chewing gum when gum was, against our rule policy, because I went to a Catholic private high school, right? I had a 2.7 and a 2.1 my first 2 years. Not that I didn't understand it, because I wanted to be a bad kid. And then eventually my last 2 years, junior and senior year in high school, and they started telling me, oh, this reflects on what colleges you can get into. I turned it around, and if you look at my high school transcripts, I had a 3.9 and a 3.8 my junior and senior year, right? Averaged out to like a 3.2 or 3.1, I forgot what I graduated with, right? But it's like, give yourself time, because like if the first 2 years aren't good, you can still have time to fix it on years 3 and 4. When you give yourself time, that's all that matters. So many of you guys out there want a Lambo tomorrow, and I'm actually a testimony of this in the opposite way. I wanted a private jet so bad because I fly so much. Like I'm about to get on a flight right now, basically after this video, that I was starting to do things and business deals and think of ideas just so I can get that private jet, as opposed to, I am 29 years old. How many 29-year-olds out there have a private jet? Literally how many? I'd be shocked if it was more than, 200, 300. That's not an athlete, right? That's just in business, not an athlete, not like, Devin Booker is still younger than me. Obviously, Devin Booker, if he wants to buy a private jet, he can. Not athletes, just business people. How many 29-year-olds? Not much. So I gotta give myself time. And if you give yourself time, you can achieve everything you want to, but only if you follow these steps and give yourself the time to accomplish them. Delay the gratification. Like we always say, most people overestimate how much they can accomplish in a year, but underestimate how much they can accomplish in 10. Let's bring it down to 4 or 5. You really can accomplish so much if you just give yourself 4 years. Me and Bailey just went over what our goals are. We had a whole list of like 34, 35 goals. Her goals was for the next year, but mine was for the next 3 years. So I know that some things may get in the way. Some things may not go as expected. So this goal may get pushed to the next. So give yourself time and seriously look at it as, if I give myself 3 or 4 years to really follow this plan to a T and lock in, right? Get a job that's a skill set, right? Like in terms of and the reason why I said a skill set and not like an actual job is because if you were doing email marketing for me, if you was doing graphic designs for me, right? You are working on your own time, like you're working from home. So you have the time and flexibility to learn how to trade and do what you want. That's why when I was babysitting, I had TradingView on my computer while watching TV with the kids. When you're in a 9 to 5, you can't really be on your phone, right? Number 2, trade on a prop firm account. Number 3, keep trading on that prop firm account and never, get discouraged because you fail, right? Again, you're gonna keep the profits that you make in a funded account if there's any money in there, so you can trade responsibly. Let's go in number 4, reward yourself, and number 5, give yourself time. So I hope you guys appreciated that video. Please go on our website to get started. For prop firms, let me actually go back. For prop firms, we are going to tell you right now, go here right now to start the journey of your prop firm, literally accounts. Like literally, tradeprime.com, everything you need is there, all the accounts you need is there. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, we've got so many different features that can really benefit you guys to make you guys trade responsibly and trade with a peace of mind. And then for the skill sets, right, to actually learn a skill set or, crypto, stocks, real estate, or, you know, graphic design, videography, email marketing, whatever the case may be, that would be deeppockets.com. One helps the other. Some of you guys may not need the actual skill set because you may have one. That's great. Go directly to tradeprime.com. For those who have nothing at all, I'd recommend going on Deep Pockets, you know, learn the skill set, and then directly, boom, it reflects on tradeprime.com. When you get a funded account, you get funded, and you look at your life back in a couple years from now, and you can say, wow, like this whole prop firm era really changed my life, and I'm hoping it does. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, if you like that video, please do me a favor. Since this is a new channel, I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe to the channel so you guys can be notified when we drop a new video. This is the channel where I will come out with all my updates and videos for the prop firm. I'm not gonna use my main channel for every single video, maybe big ones, but not every single video. That'll be here. So please, please, please subscribe. Let me know what videos you want to see next. Let me know what features you'd like to be added and suggest to me so I can add it to the firm, because I really want to make this the best firm possible for you guys, so that in a couple years when you guys are, you know, fully, not only just fully funded, but have rewarded yourselves and have a whole different lifestyle because of getting funded this year and in 2025, you guys can come to me and say, you know, this whole prop firm era changed my life, and that's all I really care about. So 2025 is going to be a big, big, big year for you all. Please make sure you subscribe, and thanks guys. See you guys in the next video.